The leaves cannot dance without the wind, and a single piece of charcoal cannot cook a meal. Welcome to our next episode. And we're going to Surah 53, chapter 53, titled An-Najmu. An-Najmu means the star. Introduction and summary can be found on page 1635. In true revelation, the error or deception, in true revelation, no error or deception, pardon me. In true revelation, there's no error. The word there is my own. No error or deception. The reality from God, who is all in all. All in all is hyphenated. uh, Notes, text and notes will be found in Science 1 to 32, and that's pages 1636 to 1634. And I read, give your all to God, give your all to God, semicolon. He is the goal, semicolon. Serve him. Text and notes can be found in Science 3, 33 to 62. That's on pages 1642 to 1644. The next surah is Al-Qamar, and Al-Qamar is the moon. Introduction and summary can be found on page 1647. And I read, the hour of judgment is nigh. Nigh is Nigh, semicolon. Is there any that will receive admonition? A question mark. Text and notes can be found on page 1648 to page 1658. And that will be Science 1 to 55. We go next to Ar-Rahman. Ar-Rahman means grace. Introduction and summary can be found on page 1659. And I read, God's revelation, pardon me. And I read, God's revelation and his favors. God's revelation and his favors, semicolon. Which of them will ye deny? Which of them will ye deny? Question mark. All will pass away, but God will endure. Text and notes will be found in Science 1 to 34 of the chapter Ar-Rahman, and that will be on page 1660 to 1665. And I read, evil will not escape justice. I love that. No good is no good its reward. Pardon me. Let me take it again. Evil will not escape justice, nor good its reward. If you do good, you get a reward for it. If you do evil, you can't escape justice. Semicolon. Which favors of God will ye deny? Which favors of God will ye deny? Text and notes will be found in Science 35 to 76 on pages 1665 to 1671. The next one is Waqi'ah, which is Surah 56. And Waqi'ah is what? The inevitable event. Surah Al-Waqi'ah. 56. Yes, Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Or Waqi'atu. The inevitable event. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1672. And I read, Day of judgment will sort out men into three classes. Three classes. Then we have text and news will be found in Science 1 to 56 of Wakia. Mm. Now that will be pages 1671 to 1679. Uh, yes, Wakia continues. Everything points to God. Everything points to God. Semicolon. Accept his message and glorify him. Text and notes will be found in Science 57 to 96. That's page 1679 to 1685. 1685. We now go to Al Hadid, Surat Al Hadid 57, which is iron. Mm, iron, the iron, iron or the iron, Al Hadid. Mm. Introduction and summary will be found in page, will be found on page 1686. Mm. Introduction and summary. Below it, we have follow God's light in humble dedication and sincerity. Follow God's light in humble dedication and sincerity. Semicolon. Seek Him, and trust Him. Semicolon. Not isolated renunciation, but service. Not isolated renunciation, but service. Through service. Text and notes will be found in Science 1 to 29, and that will be pages 1687 to 1701. Next, we go to Surat al-Mujadila. Surat al-Mujadila is the woman who pleads. The woman who pleads. Surat al-Mujadila, the woman who pleads. We have introduction and summary on page 1702. Then under it, condemnation of zihar. Condemnation of zihar. This surah is there to defend women. Zihar and all pretenses and superstitions derogatory to women. Derogatory to women. Semicolon. Also of secret councils and the intrigues. Also of secret councils and intrigues. Zihar means just reducing the woman to a level such as of the saying that she's like the back of the mother. In other words, the husband's mother. The woman is like that. She no enjoyment. She's just carrying her on the back for nothing. Something like that. Pardon me if that's not the case. Text and notes will be found in Science 1 to 22. Science 1 to 22. Then, next we go to Surah 59, which is Hashr. Hashr, I think gathering was, so let's see, let me see. 59. Yes, the gathering. Hashr, the gathering. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1714. Then under it, treachery foiled, semicolon, just distribution among brethren, just distribution among brethren, semicolon, glory to God, comma, Lord of the most beautiful names. Text and notes will be found in Science 1 to 24 on page 1715 to 1726. 1726. Next, we go to the next chapter, which is 60. called Surah Al-Muntahana. Al-Muntahat. Let me see. Yes, Surah Al-Muntahana. Yes, Surah Al-Muntahana. That's chapter 60. And Muntahana is the woman to be examined. The woman to be examined. Mm. It still defends women. Muntahana, the woman to be examined. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1727. And I read social relations with unbelievers. Social relations with unbelievers. Marriages with them. Test and knows. Text and notes. Marriages with unbelievers. Text and notes can be found in sign 1 to 13 on pages 1728 through 1735. Mm. Then next we have Surah Al-Saf, and Saf is an abbreviated letter. Mm. Let me see, 60. Yes, 61 rather. And Surah Al-Saf. Here is battle array. Mm. Battle array rather, not an abbreviated letter. So 61 is Surah Al-Saf, and it is the woman to be. So Surah Al-Saf, battle array, mm, battle array. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1736. Then under it, show, by your conduct, unity, discipline, and earnest effort, semicolon. Mm. Help, we go to serve still continued. Help God's cause. God's cause. That's jihad. Mm. Help God's cause. That's jihad. Tests and notes will be found in Science 1 to 14. Science 1 to 14 on pages 1, 7 to on pages 1737 to 1742. Next, we go to Surah 62, Surah Al-Jum'ah. Mm, Surah Al-Jum'ah, I think it's gathered. Surah Al-Jum'ah 62. Uh, yes, the Friday assembly, Friday gathering. Surah Al-Jum'ah. eh, the assembly or gathering, like I said. But then there is in brackets Friday. Mm. Surah Al-Jum'ah is uh, gathering, but in brackets Friday. Mm. And that's chapter 62. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1743. And I read, God's revelation is not exclusive, but for all. Semicolon. Day of assembly, into brackets, Friday. Mm. Text and notes will be found in signs 1 to 11. We are getting to shorter surahs. Text and notes will be found in Psalm 1 to 11 on pages 1744 to 1748. Mm. Next, we go to Surah Al-Munafiqun. Surah Al-Munafiqun. Munafiqun means the hypocrites. There are hypocrites in all the religions. Somebody comes to join a worshiping group. You think he has some sincere beliefs. No, he's a hypocrite. He's only coming to gain name or to watch people, to spy. Surah Al-Munafiqun. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1749. And I read, caution against the wiles, caution against the wiles of hypocrites. Wiles is spelled Wiles. Caution against the wiles of hypocrites. Believers to serve God and practice good deeds of charity. Mm. Believers to serve God and practice good deeds of charity. Text and notes will be found in science. Yes, text and notes will be found in science 1 to 11. Again, like in the previous chapter. Here again, text and notes will be found in science 1 to 11 on pages 1750 to 1754. And that's chapter 63, Surah Al-Munafiqun. We go now to Surah 64, Surah Al-Tagabun, chapter 64. Hmm? Uh, and Tagabun means mutual loss, mutual loss or gain. Surah Al-Tagabun, mutual loss or gain. Surah uh, Surah Al-Tagabun. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1755. Then mutual gain and loss here and in the hereafter. Mutual gain and loss here and in the hereafter. Tests and notes will be found in Science 1 to 18. That's and that will be on pages 1756 to 1762. Mm. Next, we have Surah 65, chapter 65, which is Surah Talak. 65. And Surah uh, I think it's divorce. Surah Talak, yes, divorce. Surah Talak is surah devoted to divorce, rules of divorce, or rules of divorce. When you marry a woman, you just don't leave her like that. There are rules. Surah Talak. Uh, uh, yes, Surah Talak. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1763. Then under it, divorce not to be abused, divorce not to be abused, semicolon. All interests to be protected, all interests to be protected. Tests and notes will be found in Science 1 to 12 on pages 1764 to 1770. Mm. Uh, Next, we go to chapter 66, which is At-Tahrim, At-Tahrim 66. And At-Tahrim is something forbidden, something forbidden. At-Tahrim, forbidden. At-Tahrim, forbidden. Introduction and summary will be found on page 1771. Then under it, sex relations should be confidential and harmonious. Yes, semicolon. Turn not away. Seek virtue for self and family. Tests and notes can be found in Science 1 to 12. Mm, And that's on page 1772 to 1779. Surah Tahrim. Uh, the relations should be confidential. But is it confidential today in today's world? You see unmarried people, people sleeping with each other openly, and we all enjoy looking at it. But this tahrim forbidden, this surah forbidden means that tells us that such things are forbidden. Mm? Either doing sex openly uh, on the internet or watching it, which unfortunately many of us do. Mm? May God forgive us. May God forgive me. May God forgive all of us. Uh, and evil is alluring. You allow people to look at it. And we are told that is forbidden. Turn away from meat. Mm. Seek virtue for self and family. Mm. So when you do that, you disgrace yourself, not only yourself, the whole of your family. When you expose yourself or your sexual activities outside. Even in those days, we didn't have any internet, but you sleep with your wife and your husband and go out and broadcast this, tell your friends, and your friend tells somebody, and it goes on and on. You know? For instance, how your man cries in bed or how he moans in bed or a woman, they're all forbidden. I think we end here. When we come back, we go to Surah 67, which is Mulk, Al Mulk, the King, in our next video, God willing. Thank you very much. Illa likai. Bye bye. May God be with you all.